This is Simon with AvaTrade. Welcome, everyone. And we're starting our weekly webinar called Interactive Trading Conversations. And what we're trying to do here is pretty much answer the questions. I'll introduce myself briefly. This is me, Simon Friedman. I'm one of the senior account managers at AvaTrade. I started my trading career back in June of 2000 as a prop trader in New York City. And after 11 years of doing that, I moved into a less stressful environment, let's put it that way. And I'm excited about the trading, and I've been mentoring and educating other traders. And with AvaTrade, I'm very happy I have a great opportunity to assist our customers. The agenda of the webinar, as you know, this is especially for new people, just to explain. We come here to discuss specific markets, and this is the whole idea of this webinar as a roundtable. We are asking specific questions about specific markets, and we'll try to discuss it together and then take a look at the charts and try to see potential scenarios. Also, as we go through the questions, if I know some fundamentals about specific instrument, I'll be happy to share it with you. Of course, it's public information, no secrets. And we have up to an hour to ask questions. As you know, sometimes we run out of questions before time. I don't like those moments, and I also don't like to beg for questions. And again, just for you to understand, I do not fake the questions just to keep going. So I want everybody to benefit from this. So please feel free to ask questions when we get there in a moment. And also, it's being recorded, and the webinar will be posted on YouTube. So think of it as a way of sharing also. The questions that you're asking will be followed by the questions, by the answers, and people that are watching it later on in recordings will be benefiting from it, hopefully. Okay, so let's try to keep going with questions. Risk warning, you can find the full statement at avatrade.com, and everything we do here, it's purely educational, of course. Now, these are the channels of AvaTrade. You have Telegram, you have Twitter, or it's X now, and my favorite, as I always say, YouTube channel, where you can see a lot of information being posted on a daily basis. That includes educational material, tutorials, webinars, as I mentioned, are being recorded. So if you do miss the webinar that you'd like to watch and you couldn't make it, you can always find it on YouTube. So please subscribe. Feel free to share it with your friends. And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment if you can. Any comment would be great. We're trying to improve things as we go. Okay, so I'm going to open now the trading platform, and I see that the audience is growing. So we can start with the question. And again, for new people, a scenario is very simple. You ask a specific question about the market that you either trading or you'd like to trade or have some questions. For instance, somebody's asking about gold. Then also you can take a look at your own opinions and share it with us as well. So this is the whole idea of us being, in a way, a community, a group of traders that we discuss things and trying to make things clear. Okay, Eric is asking the first question, what is driving gold up today? Okay, good question. Usually it's either the market falling or the dollar falling, and those two things are driving. When I say market, the equity market. So let's take a look, first of all, what gold is doing. As we know, it's being strong today, right? This is the fifth consecutive session to the upside. So let's take a look. Normally, dollar would be weak, and that's exactly what's happening here. As you could see, dollar is falling. And let's take a look at S&P 500 as general market sentiment. And the market is flat today. So it is reacting to to dollar, and also reacting to something that's usually happening drastically, that to the yields. In this case, the 10-year yields are really falling today. Don't know if you follow that. If you do trade gold uh, and dollar, I think gold in this case is more sensitive to it. So today the yields fell from 3.9% to 3.81, and they are falling. So the gold is having a party. All right, good question. All right, thank you, Eric. Okay, guys. So again, as more people coming in, I'll repeat it again. We have up to an hour. We're going to ask a lot of questions. Questions are coming from you, and we'll comment them all together. And as long as we have questions coming, we keep on going. Otherwise, I don't like to do it, but we're going to have to wrap it up because I will not, under no circumstances, fake any questions, right? You're welcome, Eric. Okay, guys, let's make it fun. All right. As I always say, you know, sometimes when people are here and don't ask questions, so it makes me a little bit confused. So you are here, you are trading. If you are trading, that means you're looking at certain instruments, and you should have questions if you are here and trading, right? Okay. So, and again, I see some people raising hands. You don't need to raise the hand. Just type the question directly into the questions area, and I'm going to read the question, and then we'll proceed. Okay. Let's go, guys. Feel free. Let's make it fun, and let's make it useful, right? Looks like we're having shy people here. Again, don't feel shy. Nobody sees you. If that's this is not public speaking event. I know, you know, they said the public speaking is one of the biggest fears of people, but you're not really speaking publicly here, so don't worry about it. Okay, Navider's asking what's the difference between strategy and indicators. We'll leave it if we don't have any questions. Again, this is the webinar that is being focused on specific markets, and I don't like to give partial answers. So, Navader, sorry if I mispronounce your name. You know, you can talk to your account manager, and he will try to explain to you. If not, I'll keep that question in the background. Meanwhile, we're going through the questions on the topic. So Eric has the question, crude went up and now down. Any ideas? All right, what do you think, Eric, about crude? Like I said, you've been here before. If you ask the question, just write your opinion as well, so we'll share opinions. And if anybody in the group has anything to share with us about crude oil, any ideas, opinions, please feel free. So it's crude oil. You know, I've been talking about crude oil in some of my webinars, and I was talking about the dead cross here, when the 50 moving average breaks below, and it's a bearish technical signal in a way. And funny enough, today when I was preparing for the market review for my team, there was an article. Let's see if I can find it. There was an article about oil hitting dead cross, and it's funny because here it shows a week or so ago. Let's see. I just want to find an article and show it to you, take the picture of it, because the picture is kind of funny. Okay, so Eric is asking, I'm multifunctioning here. Eric is writing demand or fear going down. Okay. Also, we'll take a look. I'm trying to find that article really quick. We'll take a look at China at the moment also. Let's see what what China is doing, because oil is very sensitive to that as well. And sorry for being all over the place, but I'm trying to find that article about oil. Give me a second. I don't see it for some reason. Crude oil. All right, guys. Meanwhile, we can line up more questions. That would be great. One second. Okay, sorry, I can't find that article. But if you have time, you go to Market Watch, and you can find. I think there was an article with the angel of death saying that the death cross in oil. Okay, so as I said, sorry for refocusing. Take a look. China is actually trying to recover here. So crude oil again. We had a nice run already, and technically speaking, the only thing I can say that really we're fighting the 50-day moving average over here, and we are having this dead cross, which is really followed by technicians or technical analysis guys, and for them this is a signal for selling pretty much. So let's see what happens. And again, just anything that we'll be discussing today, it's important to note that we are the last few days, the last week of this year, and just to take that into consideration, that a lot of things that are happening are not necessarily real. Sometimes they're trying to push the market artificially up or hold it up, or any other things. Also, the volume is slowing down. People are busy with Christmas, post-Christmas, pre-New Year's. So a lot of brokers and a lot of market participants are really taking time off during this time. Also in the States, it's a winter break for the kids. A lot of families travel. They travel to Mexico and other places to warm up during the winter. So that's a common thing around this time. All right, so so that's crude oil. Again, we are rejecting the 50 moving average here, and just want to see what happens on the larger time frame. I don't see anything else, and fundamentally, I don't see anything, or I don't know anything specific besides this dead cross, which is technical, that they actually they sent this article, I think either today or yesterday. For some reason I can't find it, but it is there. I saw it today. Okay, we're doing okay. I hope we have more questions lining up. Right, guys? As I'm waiting for the question, I'm going to give you a quick answer. Navadar, if I pronounce the name right. If not, please forgive me. The difference between strategy and indicators. Strategy, it's something that people create for themselves. And the strategy could be, I don't know, trading specific patterns, or trading specific setups, or trading specific events. Everything it could be under strategy. The indicators are the technical tools. Like here, I have 3 of them, which is simple moving averages, 250 and 100. There are millions. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but there's a lot of indicators, and those are indicators, individual indicators that it's their job. Some might argue that they're lagging indicators and so on. So indicators could be a part of the strategy. Like, you know, if the price hits certain level, that it's a buy or sell. Like some people like to use common indicators like MACD and stochastics and other things, RSIs and so on. So it could be one indicator, it could be a set of indicators, and that a trader puts it into a certain strategy. So that's, I don't know, I hope it helps. Okay, Guys, let's go with the questions. Specific markets. We still have tons of time left, and I would appreciate that I wouldn't have to beg for your questions. And again, think of other people that are going to benefit from this. So again, I see also some people are still coming in. Feel free to ask the question about specific instrument or specific asset or specific market. Could be a currency pair, could be a specific index, specific stock, or commodity, anything that you'd like to know, anything that's tradable at AvaTrade, we'll discuss it, okay? All right, guys, let's go. Again, like I said, I could easily just pretend that somebody asked the question, but that's totally against my principles and against my values. So if I don't see questions for the next few seconds, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. So I hope it doesn't happen. We still have plenty of time, guys, right? Feel free. Again, if you're here, you want to know things and ask the question, I'll be happy to answer. Anybody? All right. Thank you, Eric. Saving the day. GBPUSD. I know one thing. I think we spoke about it. It still has that resistance of 128. Actually, we're testing as we speak. Great. Here we go. So as you could see here, and again, part of this, or big part of it's really educational, what I'm doing here. So as I always say, you zoom out. If somebody asks me about the instrument, I pretend I have no idea about it. And you just pretend that you look at it for the first time. So as you could see here, we had, this is the monthly chart, right? Each candle represent 1 month. So we had double top here. First, we hit it in 2018, January. That's 5 years ago. And then we retested again February, 3 years later, right? And then we made the lower low. That's where the dollar skyrocketed with the Feds increasing the rates or raising the rates. And that's where when euro went at parity and I think below parity briefly, and pound hit the low of 103 after being at 142, right? So since then, we've been going higher. Then we had a brief 3 months of sell-off. We hit the low of 120.36, and now we are on the way to 128. And you could see it clearly here on the daily chart. Take a look. We had a lot of actions here. This huge tail is trying to break through it. And then the last retest was mid-December. We hit the high of 127.93. And today we're challenging it after about 2 weeks, right? So here comes the question, what's next? As you see, the dollar has been selling, and all the excitement comes that the Feds very soon should, that's what everybody's hoping for, should start cutting the rates, and that would bring the dollar lower, and the dollar is already reacting to it. So if you take pound dollar, if we're watching this level around 127.90, 128, we need some solid price actions here in order for it to go higher, and that would take probably a few days closing above, maybe retesting it again, because as of now, it's a clear resistance. So in order for us to go higher, the resistance needs to become support. And sometimes it goes straight up, sometimes it goes up and then retests it, and then going higher. That's the healthy way of technical move. And sometimes it just fails to go higher. It's going to be a fake breakout, and then we're going lower as well. So those 3 major scenarios. And we need to see what's next for the pound. And of course, like I said, this week, it's a tricky one, low volume, and everybody just wants to close the year. So let's see, the current level is very crucial, around 128. Okay. Again, Ismail, I think that's the first time. Ismail, you're asking great questions, but it's not the place. You have other webinars where you can ask technical questions and so on. So you're asking some traders talk about using bots in trading. What do you think about? It's like I can talk hours about it. So it's a great way if you're lucky and you find a good EA. They call them expert advisors. So some people use them, some people happy, some people very sad by using them. So it's not so simple. And also Ismail is asking, can I trade on stocks and right and commodities, or just one of three? You can trade whatever's tradable. You just have to make sure that you know what you want to do, and you need to have enough funds for what you're trading. Okay, guys, we're doing good. We're about 25 minutes into the webinar, and maybe a little less. And we would really, all of us, appreciate some specific questions. Yeah, thank you, Ismail, for Forex. Yeah, you can trade Forex, you can trade stocks, you can trade commodities. If you go to the market watch here, whatever you see here tradable, you can trade, as long as you know what you're doing, and as long as you have enough funds to open those trades and sustain them, of course. And again, these questions that you can ask your account managers, and also if you have any other questions, you can always reach to customer service if you don't have an account manager assigned. All right, guys, how are we doing? Do we get more questions? I hope we do. Ismail is writing, we need a webinar about bot using. We're not gonna do it because we don't sell those bots or robots or EAs. So we're not gonna do the webinar on it because we give you a platform that's enabled for it. MT4 and MT5, you can install those robots, but we do not promote them. Okay, we don't say they're good or we bad. We just give you ability to use them, but finding them and learning about them, it's pretty much your responsibility. Okay, Ismail. All right, guys. Do we have more questions? We ready to go? So far, we had few instruments to discuss. We had gold, oil. We had GBPUSD. There's, as far as I know, at least 500 other instruments, much more probably. So I'll be happy to receive questions on more instruments. All right, anyone? Going once? Going twice? All right, guys, I hope next time you'll be okay. What is the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand zone? You know, I'm not familiar with the demand and supply zone, but I guess if you're asking it in the same question, but I love to answer, even though it's not the topic, and I hope we'll have some questions on the topic. But support and resistance, it's very simple, like here, right? This was the resistance, and here's the resistance. That means that the stock, or the instrument is having a hard time to breaking through it on the upside. So the word itself, it doesn't let it break through. Okay, so I guess good question. You could say that it's a large supply here because supply is on the sell side. That means the sellers are pushing it down. But again, I don't want to use that because it's a tricky one. In any market, you have supply and demand. It's very simple. Supply is the selling side, right? And demand, those are the buyers, and that's what moves the market. Okay, so at some time demand is higher and there's less sellers there, so supply is drying up and the instrument moving higher. And support, something like this would draw the support line. It would be similar to something like this, right? So we are holding, so the price is being supported. That's easy way to remember, right? Resistance, it's just really resisting the pressure, doesn't let it go higher, and support, it doesn't let it to break through the downside. And when I try to explain it to traders, I use even simpler terminologies, a floor and the ceiling. So support is the floor. It's really when you jump on that floor, it's really holding you, right? If you jump against the ceiling, it's resisting it until you break it, right? It's like a ball. If the ball is jumping against the floor and finally it breaks through the floor, so the old floor becomes a new ceiling, and on the upside is the opposite. If it breaks through the ceiling, the old ceiling becomes the new floor, and that's how things work out, right? All right, guys, I still hope for those questions that we have on the specific assets. All right, and I really don't like to beg, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. And I was hoping for more questions. Hopefully next time we'll have them. So I'm going to use this opportunity to wish everyone happy holidays, happy and healthy new year to you and your families and people close to you. And we should be back. Wow, we can say it. We'll be back next year, right? All right, guys. All the best. Please come prepared next time with a lot of questions. And my New Year resolution is that we'll have a full hour every webinar we do, that we wouldn't have enough time for the questions. And I really, really don't like to beg for them. All right, let's do that. Take care. All the best.